You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot
Paddy
Box.
Pimblett, Tony Ferguson, unanimous decision for Paddy Pimblett. Paddy was kind of right in the sense that this was going to be a lose-lose for him, especially if he was going to come out and fight the way that he did. He had some success in the wrestling department, but he looked tired at the end of this fight, dude. Like, that third round, I was like, oh my God, is Tony going to start putting it on him? But Tony's just, Tony's completely, was his wrestling always this bad? It doesn't feel like it was. I think it's just the fact that he doesn't train
Maybe
anymore.
he just
he doesn't train anymore.
Yeah. I don't think he does train anymore. Right? He's not. Is Eddie Bravo ever with him anymore recently? I feel like he hasn't been with him in a while.
Chael Sonnen said he talked to his dad. So take this for literally a grain of sand, because I heard this on the broadcast. But he was saying that Tony doesn't have a head coach anymore, which makes sense if David Goggins is in his corner. But he doesn't train at a gym anymore. He doesn't do any of that shit. So it's it's over, dude. I want him to retire so badly. I really do, because he was such a fun, exciting guy. He was 25-3, Ty. He was at the top of this game, and that was only 2-3 years ago. And now it is just all red on his thing. And he's
so much red.
Not going to get an easy fight. I wish they would give him an easy fight, but I mean, Bobby Green was supposed to be an easier fight, and he couldn't.
He got fucking dogged.
He couldn't have success there, and the only fight he had somewhat success in is the Michael Chandler fight, and that how you saw how that ended. He got his head punted into the 15th row, so it's over for him. But I more want to focus on Paddy Pimblett because, I mean, Ty, were you impressed at all?
Early on, I was the first round. I thought also the first round was a 10-8 possibility. No,
yeah, I think so.
Am I crazy for thinking that?
No,
because he didn't get one, so I thought I was all right. Well, I thought maybe he did enough to get it, but instead I saw a couple other people did, and not one judge gave him 10-8. But what are you going to do there? I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, early he looked good, and then after that he looked really tired. There's points where they were like, yeah, Paddy's gassing, he's breathing with his mouth open. I'm like, Rogan and DC are just talking shit. And then I look at him and he's moving backwards and he doesn't look, Paddy's gassed. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? That's crazy. I don't think his striking, it's hard to explain. It's hard to describe how his boxing, striking in general, how it is and how it looks. It looks wonky. It looks kind of funky, unorthodox, which isn't bad, but it looks like, I don't like how he keeps his chin high in the air and kind of out there and kind of doesn't bring his hands back and up to protect his chin. I think he's very hittable. I think his offensive boxing, offensive striking is very simple. I don't think he really puts that many combos together. I think he kind of just throws hooks. He got his nose busted open. I don't know what that was from. If it was from one of those elbows from the ground that Tony threw, but he started leaking. Yeah. Tony told me he's gonna make him taste his own blood. So at least Tony can still do that, right?
For sure.
He has that ability to create small cracks of an opening, but he just doesn't capitalize, and he also just throws the fight away. He's just cooked. He's just absolutely cooked and done. And there's no reason for him to be fighting ever again. I mean, unless you want to put him in there with Austin Hubbard or Natan Levy or Trevor. Put him in there with Trevor Peake. I guarantee he might get knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? Put him in there with Roosevelt Roberts. He might get tapped out. I think he's just at a point in his career where he is really just done. Does he beat Genaro Valdez? What do you think?
The fact that I'm even sitting here going, well,
Sam Patterson. Does he beat Sam Patterson?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the future or whatever his fucking name is. That guy is 7 foot tall. He should not be 155 pounds.
Yeah. Or Yanal Ashmaj, the Israeli guy.
That guy would probably kill him.
Brendan Marat.
He would kill.
Think of the word. That's where we're at, though. Alex Reyes, Dominic Reyes' brother.
He'd kill him too. He'd kill him too.
Anshel Jubilee. I think Anshel Jubilee might put Tony Ferguson to sleep.
Jubilee would give him a great 7 minutes, and then after that, it would just be rough.
Hey, that's my motto, So, what do we do here? Do we? The sad part is, I think if the UFC just parts ways with him, which they should do,
he's going to fight
Tony Ferguson, Kenny Payne, Brandon Staley. Those three people should be out of a job. Brandon Staley already is.
Yeah.
Kenny Payne is not. Tony Ferguson should be next. He should be on the chopping block. But my concern is he's going to go to Karate Combat. Shout out to Sam Alvey. 3 wins in a row, baby. or like bare knuckle MMA.
it's gonna be
Bare
something
knuckle
bad,
MMA.
man.
That's exactly what he would do. He would go to bare knuckle MMA, game bred, whatever the fuck, game bred FC or something, and he would get battered or something. So. But whatever. At least it'd be out of the UFC and out of Dana's hands. Dana now, I think, is finally admitting, like, all right, it's time.
I mean, he's probably been like telling this to him for a long time. He's just like, all right, like now, like if you ask him, he can't lie to you and say, oh yeah, I like to, like obviously everyone with eyes would like to see him retire and walk away. The sad thing is he's probably not going to, and I think for me the thing I get mad at is that he just doesn't have he doesn't train. Like mixed martial arts. Like you doing Hell Week doesn't equal to, being a great fighter. Guys who do triathlons can't just get in the cage and fight. I know you used to be, like you used to train all the time and you're still, you hone your skill, whatever, dude. But if you're not like sparring and you're not in the gym wrestling and grappling with all these guys, like these guys at American Top Team or, fucking the American Kickboxing Academy, all these different places, if you're not training like those guys are training, then you're going to get smoked. And that's why a guy like Paddy Pimblett is having success against you. So,
I want to believe in Paddy. I think he has some kind of ability. Like, I think he has a good mix of talent. I don't think he like has a bad fight IQ. I think he has I don't see that many red flags. The weight issue is definitely one, but I don't know if he's still ballooning up to like 180 or 190 after his fights. I guess we'll have to pay attention if we see him get fat again. That's definitely a red flag. Other than that, I'm keeping the chin up. I don't like. I just think there's some mechanical, structural things with his game that he needs to work on. Maybe his camp's not great. Maybe he doesn't have a great boxing coach or whatnot. I know we have seen in MMA and boxing and fighting in general a lot of the UK guys kind of plateau at a certain point, right? Kind of Bisping was kind of there too, but then he pushed through late. Shout out to Luke Rockhold's chin. And was able to, get a belt at an old age too.
And he was training in California too. Like he went to train with Jason.
He mixed it up.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, Darren Till and whatnot, and he's even
Leon's doing
had to
good.
bounce around. Who?
Leon.
Ah, there you go. But is he the best UK fighter ever? Is that a conversation? Edwards? Yeah. Definitely up there, right?
Yeah, I think he's definitely up there. I mean, one or two more of these wins, and I don't like. What can you can't take it away from him. Like Bisping was the guy, right? You would say,
yeah.
And he's had such a storied career, and he won the title like kind of in a dramatic fashion and all that. But when all is said and done, it probably will be Leon Edwards. He'll have the better resume and the better wins against on his record than especially while he was the champion, than what Bisping was able to put out there with the Rock. Real 100-year-old Dan Henderson.
Real quick here,
sure.
Who do you think Paddy? So you look at the top 15. I don't think Paddy beats anybody that's ranked at 155. Does he beat? I'm on a different website here, but does he beat Grant Dawson, Bobby Green, Joel Alvarez, Thiago Moises? Is this Renato Moicano? Renato Carnero.
Moicano.
Okay. I guess he has multiple last names. I know most of them do. Elvis Brenner, Guram. Wow. I think Paddy right now on this website, he's 24th, right above Jared Gordon, which is very fitting. But do you want to pair him up with Jalen Turner, Drew Dober,
no,
Matt Frivola, Benoit Saint-Denis? I think they all smoke.
Oh my God, Benoit would fucking kill him, dude. Benoit would have his way with him. They'd have to come into the cage and pull his pull him off his dead carcass.
Good thing the Ilya Taporia fight never happened, because he would have done disgustingly illegal things to Paddy Pimblett. One of them's fighting for a belt, and one of them's fighting Tony Ferguson, just to show you where they are at this point in their career. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have on that fight. We'll see what Paddy does next. I'm sure he might get a ranked opponent. I think that there's no more slow playing him. I mean, you have to give him at least number 15 or 14. You have to try to get a number next to Paddy, and then see what you can do from there. Try to match make. Smarter, Green. But either way, you got to. Bobby Green would be good. One's old, one's young, one throws hands. I think Bobby Green's beatable, but he's also tough to beat, right? But
if you were to cherry pick here, Ty, would you do Dan Hooker and kind of just be like, listen, he's got a 9 next to his name, but I mean, I would still. I would
similar to Tony Ferguson fight.
Yeah, right. I don't know,
but I would take Hooker. I think
I probably would too, because it's just he's more durable and. I would love to see like
That's
a
hard.
5-round fight. Like that would be sick. Dan Hooker's a fun guy to watch. He's not, what's it called? You can't trust him. Not trustworthy, but he's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, anybody they can't just keep putting him against these kind of guys, though. It needs to be a step up in competition because I'm losing interest in Paddy Pimblett.
You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.